Hello guys, welcome to Nigeria Pen Media. If this is the first time you're watching our channel, please do well to subscribe. Hello guys, let's check out President Trump's first public reaction to Kamala Harris being selected as Joe Biden running mate. Alright, here comes the video footage.
I've been watching her for a long time, and I was a little surprised. She was extraordinarily nasty to Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh then, now Justice Kavanaugh. She was nasty to a level that was just a horrible thing, the way she was, the way she treated now Justice Kavanaugh, and I won't forget that soon. So she did very poorly in the primaries, and now she's chosen, so let's see how that all works out.
Does the marijuana legalization vote for you rather than her because she convicted so many people in the past?
I can't tell you what she's voting for. I don't think she knows what. I think Joe knows even less than she does. But I was a little surprised at the pick. A lot of people would say that might be the pick. I was more surprised than anything else because she did so poorly. Many people did much better than her in the primaries. She did very poorly in the primaries. And that's like a poll. You know, that's like a poll.
I also ask you about FISA abuse, President Trump. Yes, about FISA abuse. So now it's widely accepted among Republicans that there was FISA abuse.
Tremendous FISA abuse, yeah.
The Justice Department IG has found that with the Carter Page Board application. But we were actually warned in 2013 that the surveillance court was allegedly a rubber stamp. It was approving surveillance. And I was wondering, I don't think as president you commented on Edward Snowden, but do you think he should be allowed to return without going to prison?
So as far as FISA abuse is concerned, there was tremendous FISA abuse. It's amazing that it's taken this long, and everyone knows it. It's been proven very substantially. Not only FISA abuse, changing documents and putting documents in front of the FISA court and courts that are disgraceful that they could have done it. And the fact is, we caught Joe Biden, President Obama, the whole group. You can look at Brennan and Comey and Clapper, the whole group. We caught them spying on our campaign. This was an illegal act like no other illegal act. This was treason. This was at the highest level of treason. And Obama and Biden got caught spying on my campaign using intelligence agencies of the United States government to do it, both before and after the election. So before the election, then after I won, they continued. It's total illegal activity, and now we just have to see what's happening. But as far as Kamala is concerned, she's a big tax raiser. She's a big slasher of funds for our military, and she's got a lot of difficult things that she's going to have to explain. Plus, she was very, very nasty to one of the reasons that surprised me. She was probably nastier than even Pocahontas to Joe Biden. She was very disrespectful to Joe Biden, and it's hard to pick somebody that's that disrespectful. When she said things during the debates, during the Democrat primary debates, that were horrible about Sleepy Joe, and I would think that he wouldn't have picked her.
So regarding Senator Harris's record, you had a pretty quick response to that. You had an ad out that said that she was a phony, and I wanted to drill down.
She was a what?
A phony. Phony. And I wanted to ask about a specific example that a lot of people thought was a phony moment. As San Francisco DA, she oversaw, according to the Mercury News, 1,900 marijuana convictions. But she was asked in an interview last year if she had smoked marijuana, and she appeared to joke and, according to some people, lie and say that she was listening to Snoop Dogg and Tupac while their music hadn't come out at the time, while she said she was smoking pot, listening to it. Why would she lie about that? Do you see that as more evidence that is her past on marijuana a liability?
Well, she lied. I mean, she said things that were untrue. She is a person that's told many stories that weren't true. She's very big into raising taxes. She wants to slash funds for our military at a level that nobody can even believe. She is against fracking. She's against petroleum products. I mean, how do you do that and go into Pennsylvania or Ohio or Oklahoma or the great state of Texas? She's against fracking. fracking's a big deal. She's in favor of socialized medicine, where you're going to lose your doctors, you're going to lose your plans. She wants to take your health care plans away from 180 million Americans. 180 million Americans that are very happy with their health insurance, and she wants to take that away. So she was my number one pick. I mean, she was, as they would say, because hopefully you'll start college football, she was my number one draft pick. And we'll see how she works out. She did very, very poorly in the primaries, as you know. She was expected to do well, and she ended up at right around 2% and spent a lot of money. She had a lot of things happening, and so I was a little surprised that he picked her.
Joe Biden named Kamala Harris as his running mate on Tuesday to help him defeat President Trump this November, a historic choice that acknowledges the role black voters will play in the election. Harris, 55, is the first black woman to have the number 2 spot on the Democratic ticket. In choosing her, Biden picked a former rival for the nomination, which gained admiration for her campaign skill and was top contender for the vice president nomination as soon as her own bid ended. Biden informed supporters of his choice via text message and social media posts. As speculations mounted over the past few days, his choice was imminent. I have the great honor to announce that we've picked at Kamala Harris, a fearless fighter for little guy and one of the country's finest public servants, as my running mate, Biden wrote on Twitter. Together with you, we are going to beat Trump. Text the text message for the campaign. The two will make an appearance Wednesday in Washington, Delaware, which is today. I am honored to join him as our party nomination or nominee for vice president and do what it takes to make him our commander-in-chief, Harris wrote on Twitter after her announcement. Democrats rallies around Biden's choice with tributes to Harris pouring from the rivals of the running mates slots and from the most famous name in the party. Biden nailed this decision. Former President Obama said in a statement, choosing a vice president is the first important decision a president makes. Obama has known by Harris, who served as a senator from California for years. She was an earlier supporter of his 2008 presidential campaign and the offer for the Attorney General spot in his administration when she was a California's top cop, but she turned down the chance to lead the Justice Department. Joe has an ideal partner to help tackle the every real challenges American faces right now and the year ahead, Obama said and concluded with, "Now let's go win the thing." At the White House, however, Donald Trump called Harris nasty, said he was surprised that Biden would pick someone who was disrespectful to him and assailed her, calling her the most liberal senator. His campaign called phony, although when he was asked about the description, he said, suggesting he might not have been aware of the attack. The Democratic ticket became formalized during a time of economic turmoil, racist unrest, and as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage the country, infecting more than 5 million Americans and killing more than 15,000 people. Trump has received poor rating from voters in his handling of the pandemic and race relations, which many see as giving Biden an opening in the win of the White House. Biden leads Trump in most national polls, and you see from this, Biden is trying to pull the crowd from the Black Lives Matters, and Biden is making this choice also acknowledged that Harris was a close friend of his beloved late son Bill, who died of complications from brain cancer in 2015. Back when Kamala was Attorney General, she worked closely with Bill. I watched as they took on the big back, lifted up working people and protecting women and kids from abuse. I was proud then, and I'm proud now to have her as my partner in this campaign, Biden wrote on Twitter. Harris was Attorney General of California when Bill Biden's late son was Attorney General of the Delaware. In all, 11 women were considered by Biden to join him on the ticket, a mix of senators, governors, mayors, and members of Congress. Harris, the daughter of Indians and Jamaican immigrants, is considered a self-pick, a black woman whose post-experience makes her qualified for the job, a compelling personal story, and a reliable member of the Democratic establishment. A woman has never served as president or vice president. Two have been nominated as running mates on major party tickets: Democrats Geraldine Ferraro in 1984 and Republican Sarah Palin in 2008, and Hillary Clinton was a Democratic nominee in 2016. None of those campaigns were successful. Biden picks was closely watched given his age. If he wins in November, Biden would be 78 when he is inaugurated in January 2021. The oldest man to ever assume the presidency. He's called himself a transition figure and has not fully committed to serving 2 terms. Trump's campaign has already gone on the attack against Harris. She's proved that Joe Biden is an empty shell being filled with extreme agenda of the radical on the left. Trump campaign advisor Katrina Pearson said in a statement, and Trump slammed her during his White House press conference on Tuesday, nothing hurt off questioning of his Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh during that a contentious confirmation hearing, and he was nasty to Biden during the primary. She was very, very nasty, he said. She was probably nastier even than Pocahontas to Joe Biden. He noted comparing Harris to Elizabeth Warren and using his derogatory nickname for the Massachusetts senator. She was very disrespectful to Joe Biden. It is hard to pick somebody that is disrespectful. She said things during the debates, during the Democratic Party debates, that were horrible about Sleepy Joe. And I would think that he would not pick her, Trump noted, referring to the primary debates where Harris criticized Biden's record on his school abusing program. He also pointed to what he called the horrible way she treated Kavanaugh. I thought she was the meanest, the most horrible, most disrespectful of anybody in the U.S. Senate. Harris, a former prosecutor, was praised by Democrats for her tough questioning of Kavanaugh during his hearing. That is that. We think President Donald Trump took little time before launching a series of angry personal attacks and accusations to the nation's first black female vice president nominee, calling Senator Kamala Harris nasty and mean. Trump revealed the insults from the White House podium, taking on the vice presidential choice Democrats embrace in part because of her television experience after vying to persecute Trump. She was very nasty. One of the reasons that surprised me, she was probably nastier than even a Pocahontas to Joe Biden, Trump said, using this law he often attached to Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, another contender. She was very disrespectful to Joe Biden, and it is hard to pick someone that is that disrespectful, rather, Trump said, referring or referencing angry clashes between Biden and Harris during the campaign. When she said things during the debates, during Democrats' primary debates, that were horrible about Sleepy Joe, I would think you would not have picked her, Trump said. He also brought up blasts at her breast canberra during Senate's confirmation hearing for the Supreme Court. I have been watching her for a long time and was a little surprised she was extraordinary nasty to Judge Kavanaugh, now Justice Kavanaugh. She was nasty to level that was just horrible thing, the way she was, the way she treated now Justice Kavanaugh. And I won't forget that soon, Trump said, of Kavanaugh confirmation hearing. Trump said, I thought she was the fine meanest, the most horrible, most disrespectful of anybody in the US. So Trump made a lot of comments. Trump also claimed Harris is the most liberal person in the Senate, which is not true. There are many more Democratic senators who sit to the left of her. She is also known, from what I understand, as being just also about the most liberal person in the US Senate. He said, Harris 55